Thanks, Craig.
Eat a dick and let me out of here.
You the real
All right.
MVP, Craig.
He really is.
Damn, Craig, use your inside voice.
Craig's very loud when he comes in. He likes to announce himself.
Craig likes to be the big
He-
dick in the locker room.
Yeah,
Craig's
he likes
just
to.
a big old slut.
He likes to make sure that everyone knows that he's here and he's listening to everything that we're saying and make sure he takes recording of it since he's
He
kind
needs
of like
to quit snorting Viagra and calm the fuck down.
he's our robo AI audio engineer.
Quit
And he's
snorting
cool.
Viagra.
Quit snorting Zen pouches, you fucking douchebag.
Zen pouches.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, taking Zyn pouches in your asshole is not recommended.
What's a Zen pouch? I'm missing something.
Oh my god. Oh, you don't even know. It's like the replacement for like chewing tobacco.
I. Oh wait. I think I might.
Okay.
I think I might know. I think I might know what you're talking about. Oh, and hold on. So, speaking of, hi, episode 3. It's Anthony, Steve, John, and Joe. Cam's Hayes is singing out in the background. We got Craig, the AI audio engineer, who's here. Say hi, Craig.
Eat a dick and let me out of here.
Speak.
Zen is literally salt nicotine for people who are too sexually insecure to vape.
Okay, so it wasn't called
Damn.
Zen when I bought it. It was called something else. It's a different brand. But I know what you're talking about now because it's like it comes in a little white pouch and it's like all got little crystals in it, and you just stick it onto your lip. Is that what that?
It's salt. I'm pretty sure it's salt nicotine, but in like a you
a
stick
pouch.
it under your lip. Yeah,
Yeah, it's in like a pouch.
form.
Yeah.
Vape.
I
I think it's pretty much one of our disposables.
It's nicotine
Yeah.
powder,
Innovative.
flavorings, water, sweeteners, and plant-based fibers. There's no tobacco. It's
Oh.
literally just like bypassing the need for
it's
tobacco.
synthetic. It's synthetic nicotine.
It's
gotcha.
basically there for people that want to quit. It's just kind of like a placeholder for
It's Delta 8, but
tobacco.
tobacco.
Yes.
It's diet. Yeah, it's diet.
It's
nicotine.
diet nicotine. No,
With less
because
cancer.
that explains a lot because I get those. I'll pick
That's
up a
what
tin.
That's what most vape juices.
Yeah, that's what mine
vape
are.
juice you get now, any disposable you get now, it uses synthetic nicotine, not tobacco based. It's illegal.
It's the Wish.com version of chewing tobacco.
Yeah,
Real
well, I get
definition of
those.
It's like a
tobacco.
lab grown diamond.
Yeah, I get it.
Wow.
I get those for the
Wow,
planes
amazing.
whenever work would like send me for over to North Carolina or whatever. Whenever work would send me somewhere, I'll get those for the plane so that way I can't vape on a plane. But man, I can put like 4 of those in my mouth and just
Oh yeah.
suck on them till I'm till they're bone dry. And I tell you, yeah, flying on American Airlines, fuck you, American. I needed those. I need those bad.
When I flew over to California for cut this out, but when I flew out for I had a guy on my flight there that he took a big old tug off of a tube mod and just chewed right in the cabin. and the flight attendant's like, "Really, bro?"
All right, Thomas the Tank Engine, I'm gonna need you to calm the fuck down.
Literally just said, "Really, bro?" just like that. Yeah, like
Christ. Riding on the techno train. Chow.
That shit's
man hit them
amazing.
mimosas earlier than I did.
Christ.
At the time.
Yeah, listen, I'm
God.
not dumb enough to vape on a plane. So yeah, I'll get those Zen pouches.
I mean,
yeah.
there was no hiding that, bro.
Oh, you couldn't hide. The old tube mods, there wasn't no hiding those, especially if the coils built right. You ain't hiding
Like,
shit.
I mean, I can just imagine this dude, because, I mean, it was, like, ahead of me, so I didn't see it, but I can just see this dumbass trying to blow it in his shirt.
Like, I remember...
Dude.
I remember watching, like, going to, like, the fucking mall down in Wilmington and just watching kids walking around just literally like little Thomas the Tank Engines, just choo, 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 all the way through the fucking mall.
Blowing clouds.
Oof.
Blowing clouds, yeah. I'm like, I just like the fact that I'm not smoking a cigarette. I don't need to try to gas out my family as I'm
sorry,
this
but
flavor.
I love the fact that that shit, that whole like hype died out finally. Like it died the fuck out. Now everybody's just got them, and nobody's going around trying to fucking Snoop Dogg a restaurant anymore. It's like, dude,
Oh my god.
The Rice Krispies are
dude,
back.
chill.
Yeah, I hear him. It's alright. I'll figure it out in post. I'll put a thing on it or something. But yeah, no, I remember sitting in a restaurant and having. I think I was probably 25, 24. So like I was still relatively young, I thought. Uh and then I just woke and I watched this kid just chief on like it wasn't a tube mod, it was a fucking box mod. You know those big ridiculous ones that had like 4 batteries in there?
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, I had 4 batteries to power this little contraption on the top of my thing. And this kid's just chiefing on it at this fucking I think it was like the Chinese buffet over there. That was over behind the Sam's Club. Or next to the Sam's Club or whatever. And yeah, he's just chiefing on it. I'm like, dude, like, come on, you're like 19, bro. Like, my guy. Better life choices, please.
One of my coworkers, or ex-coworkers, old associates, man, he made one of those like big ass like tackle box, like 12
Mhm.
battery mods.
Yeah.
Stupid as fucking
Why?
thing. I can't even remember what the name of the deck he had on that thing was, but it was just this giant fucking like quad coil setup. I mean, it had
Oh yeah, the ridiculousness
Just-
that they put on those.
monstrous freaking mod, and I mean, it just. I'm like, bro, how does that not make you sick? Like one hit of that should give you like nicotine chills.
Like you should be ill. Like
Yeah.
cuz like I had I shit you not, Steve. There was a guy, so when my friend Adam owned a vape shop. He used to go just sit and hang out there all the time. And there was a guy who showed up one of these days and he had Frankensteined himself a fucking contraption. It had, I think at the time, the one he had 8 or 10 of those 18650 batteries, right? With, like you said, like a little quad coil setup at the top. And he is puffing on a 12, like a 12 milligram fucking juice on this goddamn monstrosity. And the best part, and he had LED lights, the track when he hit it.
You remember that guy that I told you about, the drill instructor that came in? He had the oh my god, what was that thing called? It was that 4 battery Wismac.
Oh
What was it?
yeah,
The Wismac 300.
yeah, that big
Big 4 battery.
chonky thing. I had one of those. I had
And
one of
he had
those.
he had like I don't think it was a TFV12. It was one of the other big ass tanks that was like super high wattage.
Yeah, one of the sub-ohm tanks that fucking just.
He was vaping 24 milligram cinnamon fireball whiskey at like 200 plus watts. I was like, that's ridiculous.
For
man.
those of you
Like,
that don't know, that's a lot. Just altogether, all of it's a lot. That's
Yeah.
something you that would cause you just to smoke out your house. Like you'd open your front door and it would barrel out like Cheech and Chong.
I'm
yeah,
not
it's like straight edge
into
Cheech and Chong,
Somebody's
bro.
calling the fire department.
Right.
I'm not into like nicotine vaping, but I do really want a Volcano for my setup. Oh,
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, the Volcano's pretty nice.
either that or just like on a day where you get like a nice deal on some really good cheap, like cheap product. Like you just throw it into the intake valve of a lawn blower and like fill up a tent.
Yeah. I saw that there's like I think it's in Michigan or some shit. There's a roving team of people who have like a little 1-person tent.
Oh
And
yeah,
they basically duct tape a leaf blower to the front of it and
bro.
then
I could do that
just
right now. I literally, I actually realized I'm holding my little like $80 electric air compressor from Amazon. Like,
Mhm.
do it with this fucking shit. Just turn it up and just go.
Okay, so no lie.
Jesus.
Okay. So those all of us here have at least are currently or have partaken in things. We all live in legal, well, most of us live in legal states. Um so whatever, we can talk about this shit.
Mhm.
But how how ingenuitive have you ever gotten? Like, because I know I've done the
Very.
apple, I've done the orange, I've done the watermelon.
Have you
You know,
ever made a gravity?
Oh yeah, gravities, the fucking gravity ones. Because when you're 16, you don't expect yourself to have much of a future. You just kind of try to blow your face off with anything you got.
Right.
That joke works on 2 parts.
So,
so
I
depressed.
think
Anyway,
you're fucking terrible. I think the worst.
My favorite
is-
creation. But yeah, so Carlo Rossi Sangria comes in a gallon jug, like like glass jug, like old school moonshine. And with this shit, what we did was we bought one of those, poured it out for a big batch of jungle juice, and then one of my guys drilled a hole into it so he could put a carburetor, and made the sangria bong.
okay. So what did he do the first part? Because the first part roboted out, but he made a sangria bong.
Yes,
Yeah,
gallon glass jug.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, that's so cool.
It was fucking amazing.
I tried making a glass piece out of like a jug and it broke every time.
Well, you got to be like, you got to go into it with like a really good drill bit. Like you got to keep like watering it as you drill it. Like
You got to
it's a
water
whole
it, and you also have to
process.
actually heat
Slow.
up the glass too, because the glass, if it's hotter,
Yeah, you like
it'll be easier to cut, because if it's cold, it's just simple. It's simple, like simple physics. Anything hot, heat expands, cold condenses. So
Yeah.
it's the same thing. You heat up glass. That's why people are able, whenever you're blowing glass, that's the same thing. That's why they heat it up, because it's more malleable that way.
Well, yeah.
If you heat it up and then drill through it, you shouldn't break it.
yeah,
Well-
like your torch that you use, you could probably use that.
Yo, yeah. Oh, John just broke himself. But no,
John's
yeah,
correct.
that's really cool though. Like I tried doing that, and I even tried. I had like the little Dremel bit and like all that shit that was made for glass, and like I tried with oil. Like I used I can't remember if I was a kid, so I was using like vegetable oil or fucking canola oil or some shit, trying to keep it just from like getting too much. But every time, fucking crack that shit right up the middle. Every single time.
I was I was thinking about like most ingenuitive, and a bunch came to mind, but there's one with a really juicy story attached to it. The gravity pipe, or how we sometimes did the bread bag gravity pipe.
Mm.
So
Oh,
you get a 2-liter or glass bottle, whatever you had, you'd cut off the bottom, and then you would attach, if you did the bread bag method, you attach a bread bag and you tape that all together, and then you would rig the cap to, like, ideally, if you had one, like, the bowl piece to like a bong or whatever, but people use like sockets or whatever the heck they have.
oh my god, yeah. I used up some of my dad's like nice sockets.
Oh, I know. Yeah, little did we know when we were kids.
Yeah.
So you would do that, but we made a gravity one out of a water pitcher, and I can't remember what kind of a glass bottle it was, but my buddy was really good at making the cuts around, like, the bottom of a bottle, and then like tapping it and it would just come off clean. Oh man. Anyway,
You
so
can
he
do
does
that with a lighter and a piece of string.
So yeah, he does that. We rig it, we rig this thing up, and my buddy, he is never been a smoker in his life. And this kid, he's just like, a couple of us go first, and he was like, "Yeah, I want to try it. That looks like that might be fun." And we were like, "All right, man. Well, hey, it's gonna shoot it into your lungs, so just be careful." And this motherfucker, like, he does it, he milks it super, super slow to where, like, the smoke is just yellow in this fucking thing. I was like, all right, man, just be careful. That thing's going to go shooting back down into the water. And this man's like, I got this! Famous last words.
Oh, but those are the famous last words of everybody.
And then just looks up at everyone and just gives this big inhale. and the bottle just goes shooting back down into the water, and it just like just Kurt Cobain's this fucking smoke into this guy's lungs, along with a little bit of water, and he just probably aspirates that, and then as all of this happens, this man just like shoots his head up as he's just projectile vomiting.
Oh God.
And I mean, it was like something out of one of the Metal Slug games. The guy was just like, "Rah!"
Oh no. No. So God
I'm
almighty.
sitting there with beer coming out of my nose because I'm laughing so fucking hard.
Christ.
Has anybody here ever seen the one I put in the side chat? It's called the bucket pipe. It's an accordion gravity bong. Like one of my buddies picked this up.
I
in college,
have.
and let
I
me
have
tell you,
seen
that thing
these.
hits.
I have
I've seen them.
these.
They'll make it out of like tubing or piping, whatever.
No, but this is one that's prefabricated and pocket sized.
Oh God.
Jesus.
Like I could carry this in a purse.
Dude, I've seen those on like Temu and shit.
Call it the Cobra because it's gonna strike you.
Yeah, I've seen those on like Temu and shit, like where they've been selling those things for
well,
like
maybe
$1.
not on Temu.
I've seen them on
yeah,
Temu for like $5.
The quality ones, like the one that's in that link, like worth it. Like holy shit.
Oh yeah, so
Nano,
what's up?
So Hayes, I mentioned this before we started. Hayes apparently has not been told the story of what happened, what you and John did to me many moons ago.
See, when you say it like that,
later on down the line. Listen,
like that.
We're gonna do something on this later, y'all. But
it gives me very
sometime
vibes.
long ago, for just a little bit of context, in a lesser time in my life when I was not as good of a human being, I may or may not have gotten a little bit more stoned than I intended to, and then may or may not have allegedly lost him in a grocery store for like 5 or 10 minutes.
Allegedly, the air quotes that you can't see. Allegedly lost.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah.
It's also the first time I've seen a grown man cry over a $5 taco box from Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah, it was an interesting that was an interesting time. I can tell a story though. I had a kid I knew. So I knew this kid in high school, and then he came to North Carolina while I was I was still in school down there in college. And his kid's name was Greg. And he wasn't a bad kid. He was just one of those kids that was like a little odd. You know what I mean? And sometimes would get a little. Sometimes he might get a little, a little wild. And so I'm like,
control your autism.
So Greg comes up and we're like, all right, buddy, we're gonna have a little party. It's gonna be fun. All right, let's get some drinks. We'll be good. And he's talking all this shit like he can, he can drink all this. He used to drink all the time, which he did a lot in high school. But he also was talking about how he used to smoke and stuff. We're like, oh, that's just so happens to be convenient. I just re-upped, so let's get to it. I then proceeded. Maybe 20 minutes later, I was holding on to Greg by his ankles as he was dangling over a second-story balcony, vomiting his brains out because he leaned too far. Because he leaned too far and fell over the balcony.
Okay,
Jesus.
so I've got you one. I didn't know this was sharing war stories time. So
I said no.
We're not sharing
said
yours,
no.
John. Chill. We're not sharing yours, John. Chill.
Yeah, we're gonna save that one for our plan.
I said no.
Yeah, I was while I was in the military, I got stationed down in Texas, and the great state of Texas. Love that state. Love everything about it. The people are amazing, and they love their military. So we're down there. The barracks were 3 stories. We had a 3-story barrack, and couple of guys decided to go to Home Depot that day because they had this brainchild of a fucking idea that since we're in the Navy or we're in the military, Navy, whatever,
In the Navy.
because there was some Coast Guard guys too, but we made a 3-story bong and decided that was a great idea. Keep in mind the damn thing held. Yes, you heard me. A 3-story bong.
3-story. Okay.
Yes, a 3-story, and they got fucking 2.5-inch pipe. So this thing held like a fucking 12-pack easy. And yeah, so we got this guy that he had just turned 21. Kid never drank in his life, hadn't done nothing. He was raised by a very, 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 very strict Christian church-going family. He's everything, didn't want to do anything off cuff. This fool turns 21 in the military. I'm younger than him.
You meant a beer bong, not a.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't know where this
bong
was going
bong.
for a second.
No, it was a beer bong. Sorry, I should have used a little context for that. But
I was like, how'd you get 3
We-
stories worth of glass?
the kid
PVC
turns
pipe.
21 in the military, never drank in his life. We got him to christen this thing. When I tell you I have never in my life seen somebody throw up so much so fast ever, this kid didn't talk to us for like 2 weeks after this shit because he was like fucked up for a day and a half.
I wouldn't
Because all
talk to
that
him either. You
shit
tried to
went
kill him.
all that shit went straight into his stomach, and it's just like gone. This dude beer bonged a fucking probably a 15-pack, easy.
Why?
Oh, yeah.
Why?
Because
I did
look,
dumb
we
shit.
were
I did dumb shit
degenerates.
in college.
We
but,
were
like,
degenerates and assholes. Okay.
I did dumb shit in
Yes.
college, but Jesus.
No
Also,
kidding.
my question wasn't war stories. My question was, what was the most ingenuitive piece that you've ever made?
I would say the bread bag or gravity bottle.
The soda can.
Nice.
Soda can.
The soda can was like the go-to for every like 16-year-old who just learned what pot was and bought some dirt shit from like their buddy
And
down
of course,
road.
the apple.
The apple's
the
a
OG.
classic. The apple's always a classic. The apple was one of my personal favorites. I also like doing oranges and watermelons. Those are always fun.
No, you don't get to claim that. For you,
What?
it was using the rubber seal.
The what?
The rubber seal, the flex seal to frickin'
Oh yeah, no. So my thing, and John loved this. Was because I had pets that would always, or I would break pieces, but because I didn't want to replace the pieces and the way they were broke, I could fix them by just taking some Flex Seal and spraying the Flex Seal, kind of where the glass is cracked. So as long as it's not shattered completely, it's just like a crack in it. You can Flex Seal it, and so I would just basically dip all my fucking pieces, the ass of all my pieces in Flex Seal, so they all had rubber on the
Because
bottom.
that was healthy for your lungs.
Oh,
you
it wasn't.
dumb shit.
God, it wasn't. Jesus Christ, it wasn't. I probably gave myself black lung. I'm not even lying to you.
Got the black
Dumb
lung,
ways
pa.
to die.
I got the black lung, pa. Flex Seal did me in.
Speaking of dumb ways to die, oh my God, they came out with the update today.
Oh yeah, you were talking about the Call of Duty update. I don't pay attention to Call of Duty updates like that. You do. So like you're like, oh, we got to talk about the Call of Duty update. I go, the fuck you talking about? What update?
You whore. Ugh.
I did look through the thing you told me. So they showed my TAC Eradicator got a buff.
Yes, the TAC Eradicator did get a buff. Yeah. Yeah, they nerfed most of the SMGs. They nerfed the... What is it? The FJX.
Did they nerf the
Superior-
BP-50?
I don't actually think they touched the BP-50 at all. So I think it's still there. They buffed the dog piss out of the M4. They buffed the heck out of the... they slightly buffed the AMR9. Let's talk about some of the fucking aftermarket parts they're about to have for this motherfucker.
No, what were you talking about though? Yeah, because that's the part I didn't understand. You said aftermarket parts. You talking about like the little
So the aftermarket parts they're going to be releasing in this season are just something out of a fucking horror film.
The wide mouth barrel Moors. What the
Now,
fuck?
what is that?
They are. Neno, you're welcome. They're doing the blunderbuss.
Yay!
That's what they're doing. It's going to be the blunderbuss.
What the
Oh, I
fuck?
wanted a blunder. I
Why?
wanted a blunderbuss back for because back when Call of Duty put a blunderbuss out one time, it was amazing. I used to run around with that thing and just blow people's skulls out. It was awesome.
Mhm.
So like, I'm actually happy to hear the blunderbuss is actually coming back for a little fun. We should do a multiplayer run.
An underbarrel vertical grip that doubles as a knife.
Yeah. So the Jack Widemouth, then the Jack Cataclysm is the RPK one, which is basically makes the RPK light machine gun a 50 caliber, a 50 caliber conversion kit. Good Christ Almighty!
The Jack
Then you have
Protein.
the Jack Protein, which is the RAL LMG, which it gives it like a telescoping barrel that goes from fully automatic to semi-automatic. Which I'm just like, why?
Jack
Yeah, that's fucking
Devastators,
ridiculous.
Reclaimer 18 shotgun, dual wield Reclaimer 18 shotguns. and
Yeah,
become a
dual
mobile
wield
artillery to
freaking
brush.
SPAS 12 shotguns.
The Jack Death March, compatible
That's
with the Ball
fucking
27,
ridiculous.
replaces standard ammo with high voltage power cells, and the barrel becomes a photonic scatter barrel, fires a spread of lethal laser blasts.
Lethal lasers.
Yeah. It literally becomes
Christ.
the Obsidian Steed now. It's the Obsidian Steed now from freaking
So I'll just throw this
from
in case
Advanced Warfare.
So in case anyone who is wondering or is actually listening to this and wondering what the fuck are they talking about, so we also make a lot of like Call of Duty content. You can see that MSG 9K1 over on YouTube. Go check it out. But we do a lot of Call of Duty content along with other content. But our start was in playing Call of Duty together. So John very much follows these and updates us, and this is just ridiculous because one of my favorite guns is a blunderbuss. But yeah, in case you're wondering why we're actually so intense about this, that is why, because we
Also
are actually
autism.
very interested in this. I mean. Listen, I took a test today that I got some results that I was not prepared for. So, but yeah, so that's I just figured to throw that out there just in case anyone's curious. Like, what the fuck are they talking about?
I still
Call
love
of
the
Duty
fact
stuff.
that the worldwide internet was saved because one dude with autism noticed that the timing of his boot up of this program was off by half a millisecond.
What are you talking about?
Wait, you don't know? Okay. So there was this guy who was essentially very slowly, basically writing a backdoor hack into every major computer system on Earth. Like,
Oh,
and it was like basically slowly penetrating all these layers of protections and going through all these major systems. And the only reason it got caught was because some dude who has been confirmed to have autism noticed that the timing of the boot up of this one particular program that he's obsessed with was off by half a millisecond. So he ran a full sweep through the system to see what was slowing it down and found this back door and basically saved the internet.
that's insane.
And this happened like this year.
Oh shit. Well, damn. Yeah, I had not heard about that. That's fucking insane.
The Jack
But
Widemouth barrel. Widemouth barrel crafted to accommodate magnetic ball bearings that shatter upon firing.
I'm fucking sorry.
Excuse me. A widemouth
It's a shrapnel
barrel
gun.
crafted to accommodate magnetic ball bearings that shatter upon firing, creating a small and lethal barrage of projectiles.
So it's a fucking
It's a shotgun railgun. That's
it's a
great.
shrapnel gun. It's a fucking shrapnel gun is what it is.
Yeah.
It's a shrail gun.
I would like to know what genius comes up with the idea. So if you know what we should do, we should make a gun that just shoots shrapnel at people.
Yeah.
Well, it's not a
It's
blunderbuss?
the
No.
actual blunderbuss.
I was like, it's not a blunderbuss? No, not a blunderbuss.
Electromagnetic shrapnel.
This one shoots electromagnetic balls that just
Yeah, this
shatter
little
when they
piece of
leave the barrel.
shrapnel is going to come right within close proximity to your heart and just debt charge your shit like shut.
Ooh.
There you go.
Congratulations, you can now hit fire grape shot. Like,
Oh, hold on,
well,
because that's actually a really
Snake
interesting
shot
concept.
2.0.
Okay, so I'm like, DARPA's
Christ.
definitely gonna like take a look at this vid and be like, what the fuck? So what if you designed a shell that was in itself almost like entirely slug, but the slug itself was bonded on a magnetic level, and you ram it through a rail cannon, but at the very end of the rail cannon, at the end, it has a device that reverses the polarity of whatever that hold that is holding that slug together, and causes it to basically fracture into like shrapnel, so that you're using the full barrel strength of a railgun, but the power of a shotgun
Christ.
for when you want to delete a grid coordinate.
Yeah. If we want to just delete this area in a much
It's
cleaner
like,
manner than what we
I
used
would
to.
like to get rid of this city
Here
block.
comes
Just
the
something like
sun.
magazine fed that takes a tungsten core that just shatters it into like microscopic pieces.
I don't-
Basically,
I don't want to.
explode on
I don't-
impact.
I don't want to
Basically-
blow up this city block. I want to erase it.
basically just reenacting that one epic episode of Attack on Titan with the Beast Titan, where he's just crushing rocks and yeeting them baseball style.
Jesus.
Oh, please tell me you've seen that.
Yeah, no, I've seen that. The Beast Titan is
Oh.
fucking boss. My food just got here, by the way. I'm gonna go get it out from the outside.
Imagine
Oh,
if
hold
Jason
on. They're still
Jason
leaving.
Verlander became a fucking Beast Titan.
Mm.
107 mile per hour fastball. That's in human form.
Christ.
I love, oh my god, I love all the memes about that dude.
110-mile-hour fast rock.
There is, do you know how many memes are out there about this dude? Because like World War III, like the age of conscription in the U.S. is 18 to 30, and he's like 23. So it just shows a terrified picture of a poor Russian, and then the caption says, "When you see a U.S.-made grenade come through the forest line at 107 miles an hour."
Right. Christ.
Right into the open door of a bunker.
Right.
right through the firing port.
Spiciest dunk tank ever.
Jesus.
Spicy Christ almighty. Hey.
It's like,
Because you can.
what are they
'cause you
going
can
to
only
do, comrades?
imagine
They are
when-
all the way down the hill. They cannot possibly hit grenade in hole.
Blow up a hill. Problem solved.
The sound effect for that was just spot on.
Blow up hill. Problem solved.
You want to go over hill? Fuck that. We go through hill. Here. Boom.
Listen to me. If you go walk down path, if you hear
Lay
shakunk,
down 2
you're
miles
already dead. Correct.
toward that direction.
Mountain in way?
I
No
need
worry.
you to lay 2 miles of dead cord in that direction and also bury about 3 tons of ammonium nitrate. Perfect.
Jesus.
I'm-
You know we
I'm
have a
concerned you
weapon
do
that does
really
that?
well.
The anti-mine hardware.
Whenever I think back to that picture of that Sherman tank or whatever that's got that freaking steamroller wheel from hell.
Well, okay,
It's
that's the inefficient way to do it. No, there's a new one that basically fires a giant line of det cord over like a quarter mile away and then just blows it up.
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah, no, they used to have one. It was like it was like basically a really fast spinning like steamroller wheel that had
Yeah,
a bunch
no,
of
that thing, they
chains
still do
attached
that.
to it.
They still do
And
that.
yeah, it would just basically whippy-whap its way through a minefield.
Although I am almost certain that there were definitely war crimes committed with that vehicle.
It's not a war crime the
You'd
first
be
time.
surprised how many landmines wore size 11.5 boots.
Christ. I'm trying to get
Why
my
are there
food open.
so many helmets in the metal dispenser?
Today's episode is brought to you by the shit that
No,
runs through our
okay,
mind on a
so
daily
a
basis.
testament to the U.S. military in the Gulf War, the first Gulf War. Did you know that they almost brought up the entire Marine Corps on war crime charges because they found so many people with headshots, and they're like, well, clearly they're
Yeah.
Oh
executing
yeah, no, that's when they started issuing them like
the ACOGs.
red dot optics and ACOG sites.
Yeah, it's like, no, we just got really good.
They'd always used iron
Iron.
sights. So oh my god, they have this godsend of a freaking optic, and they're like, oh, watch this. Let me pip
which
and
is-
ace it. Let
I
me
think-
pip and ace at 750 yards with this thing.
I think my
let me
favorite-
stretch this mama's legs out real quick.
God.
Yeah, I think one of my favorite results of the future weapon program was like, let's try to make this really cool gun that's gonna make our soldiers even more lethal. And they're just like, we just want the sight. Like millions and billions of dollars of development just thrown away for some glass optic.
Spread this rifle's legs like the scripture.
Oh, and we're about to do it
Jesus.
again. Oh my god, have you seen the new SIG optic?
Which one?
The one that has squad link.
Oh, jeez, yeah.
Okay, so
Wait, they're coming out with a new optic that has squad link?
yes.
Mm-hmm.
So
trying to-
basically, your fire team will know where you're firing without the use of tracers.
Oh.
That's fucking amazing. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
but that's just.
It's also
that's
I'm pretty
amazing.
sure it's also like an $80,000 to $90,000
Okay, yeah.
unit.
So this is the crazy spec. First off, each one is like 10 grand. So we're dropping like 10 grand per soldier to put these things into the field. But it's basically a computer. Because
But, like-
on top of the weapon, it has a range calculator, ballistic, and
Yep.
atmospheric directional information, digital overlay in the sight itself, which will tell you where to shoot based on those conditions. Wireless feature to link all other devices for visual augmentation systems. And it's got a adjustable like optic. I forget what the actual.
So
Yeah, this thing's
basically,
fucking
what
ridiculous.
we're doing is we're making Navy SEALs invincible.
We're basically just creating super soldiers. We might as well just make
Yeah.
Terminators at this point because we're
We're turning
putting all
our
this money
Navy
towards our
SEALs
war,
into
towards our
super
military
soldiers.
instead of education. So like, just go ahead and make Terminators.
Mm-hmm. Basically, yeah.
You're eliminating the hey, we're going to send you to boot camp to hey, we're going to give you this thing, and all you got to do is just look down the sight and pull the trigger. Like
Basically,
Here
yeah.
you go.
It's a 1 to 8x30 optic.
Jesus.
Actually, so it's actually 2 optics. So there's a top optic and a lower optic.
That's insane.
Yep.
I get
Oh
confused
my
by the
God.
sights that just flip over on Call of Duty. Canted sights confuse me on Call of Duty.
Oh no! So here's the thing, canted. Like, I love the idea of like the John Wick sight, as I call it, like being able to just flip over. Like
Mhm.
that is so useful.
See, but okay, you have something on the other end of that spectrum, which you can make that happen when you have just a regular scoped optic on an AR. They call it the scope switch.
Yeah,
it's
but that's
basically
one
a
more
cable
second.
It's basically a cable chassis system that is basically attached to the handguard of your AR, and then cables run to your scope. And there's a little slide that you move up the end of your gun.
Yeah, the
For
vortex.
you.
The vortex has that.
Yeah. That's the one. The actual scope switch. The actual company that created it. I can't. Something Industries. I can't remember the name. Some badass name. I can't remember.
So I'm looking at this thing, and what
There's
it
some
looks like,
badass
it
name.
looks like a hybrid. It looks like a hybrid site.
It is.
Is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally an all-in-one.
Antimatter Industries.
I'm sorry. The company that makes the gun sights is called Antimatter Industries.
No, that's
The scope switch. The one that makes the scope switch's name is their name is Anti.
the one that
It's not
makes
like-
the
Amazing.
new site is Vortex Optics.
Vortex has good stuff. Leupold, I think, has something similar. Vortex has good like optics for every budget range. I think. Personally, I think. True Glow has good optics for lower end of the price range. SIG's pretty decent, like low to mid. Then you get up into like Vortex, which has it in every category. You get like Loophole and
Yeah, no. I don't even remember what we had on that. I had that old 40 that I ended up selling to John, but I can't remember what site we had on that. I just know I liked it. It was clean.
yeah, you just had like a little. I just remember it was a little red dot op.
It was like
I
a little
can't
red dot
remember the name of
holographic.
it. Yeah, I've got more of those.
So
in
in our very first episode, we told all y'all that John was our resident raving gun nut, and we told you it would come up at some point. You're welcome.
There we go.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
Listen, John's knowledge of weaponry has come in very handy in many cases, so I cannot complain about it whatsoever. Like, there's never once you'll ever hear me complain about John's like knowledge of weaponry, because I know for a fact if I needed to go buy something new, I could take that guy to a gun show and be like, "Can I buy that?" No, and he can tell me exactly why I wouldn't want to buy it. And all the ways that I
The
wouldn't
do's
know.
and don'ts, and the why you do and don't want it. Like,
Yeah. No, it's been. I've gone. I think I've gone to like one gun show with John, and it was like watching a kid in a candy store. It was awesome.
oh, just wait till I come out with my new less than lethal round.
Is the rubber duck?
It's going to be big. It's going to be called Hot Shot.
How safe would it be? How safe do you think it would be to shoot somebody with the ducks?
Not. It would not.
Not at all. There's a reason it's not called non-lethal anymore. It's called less than lethal, and that is a gimmick round.
I'm just saying.
That is a 100%. Those are airsoft pellets, and I'm pretty sure airsoft BB that thing. That's shooting that at like 2,000 feet a second is like ridiculous. That's crazy.
The only round that I could say would almost be guaranteed not to kill somebody as long as they were firing over a certain distance would be the shotgun shells that are loaded with seed for planting.
Oh, like or rock salt.
Even
Yeah.
then,
Rock
rock salt
salt.
at the right range could still fuck somebody up.
I was just
oh,
thinking
you're
maybe-
gonna feel that shit for a hot minute. Is it gonna kill you? Probably not. Is it gonna embed in your skin? Absolutely. Like, you're gonna feel that.
See,
when you
my
get to the
my hot
hospital.
shots. My hot shot's going to be a variation of that, but it's going to have the cayenne pepper, and then it's going to have crushed up quartz.
Oh, you're just an
and
asshole.
yeah, no, it's going to have crushed up quartz and then Carolina powder.
That's just asshole That's just asshole mentality. That's when somebody breaks in your house and you just want to fuck with them. You don't want to kill them. You just want to fuck with them.
That's why I really, really want one of those like the fucking paintball
See, me
guns
personally,
that shot the
no,
fucking
no.
paintballs.
the
pepper
pepper
ball,
balls.
Pepper balls.
Yeah, pepper ball guns.
So, me personally, I love that. I want one. I've got a paintball gun. I just need the pepper balls. I have a paintball gun. Aiden has one. and I've yet to get to shoot him with it. He wants it, but he's afraid to let me shoot him with it. I don't know why, but I want a
Do you think we
beanbag
can make content out of it?
dude. If I could talk him into it and I could get y'all here, absolutely all day. Like you've seen my house. I have enough yard. We can make this happen.
Yeah. I'm just saying, I'd totally be down to do that. I can even make sure to blur his face so that way they don't see who exactly we're shooting with these paintballs.
Right? I'm just gonna make him sign a waiver first.
I went to my pew pew store today,
You say that as a
and
joke.
they had a Barrett 50 caliber, a flamethrower, and two.
Okay, I'm gonna say it. The Barrett's overrated.
I've shot it. It is.
Nowadays, yes. Back when I was,
I mean, they have so many others.
15?
They have.
Hell no.
They actually send it to you guys. But they have this really.
Is he cutting out for anybody else?
Yeah.
Hello.
John was going out.
Sorry,
Yeah.
your headset was cutting out like every other word.
You got really excited and your mic was like, and no.
We'll let
But
John
yeah.
I do remember
make sure his thing's working.
while we're waiting on him to come back.
Can y'all hear me?
I do remember John. Hey. I think you sent me the video of you and your dad, because you and your dad went and done something one day and you got to shoot a 50. And didn't you say that your dad got scope bit by it?
Yeah, my dad got scope bit by that by the Barrett, man. That thing came back and bit him. It split his forehead open. I felt so bad. I tried to tell him come back off that scope, pop, and then it popped him.
Too late.
So
yeah, no, it
same
real good.
same vein of the conversation, but not quite. Have you ever guys watched those videos of little people shooting Barrett 50 calibers?
Yeah.
Oh God, that's some funny shit.
Wait, what?
Yes.
Oh, Joe,
if
there's
you
a whole
have not
series of
seen that
videos
shit-
of little people shooting Barrett 50 calibers, and that Barrett 50 caliber shooting them off the table.
I mean, to me, like that's fucking fantastic.
It's
But also,
amazing.
like, my go-to is when people fire the 500 T-Rex. Like that video of the Arab guys in the gun range and just getting absolutely rocked by the recoil.
Oh my God! What?
My one of my
I
favorites.
swear, like the one dude that just it goes flying into the window and it
Oh
knocks
yeah.
him over, and he's like, "What the hell?"
Nope. Puts his hands up. He's like, nope. One of my favorites is it's a video of this chick who's shooting. I think it's like a 44 Magnum or something like that. Holds that bitch up with one hand and goes to shoot that, and that thing kicks back and it clocks her right in the forehead.
Split her, dude. That ended up splitting her forehead wide ass open, bro.
I bet.
I remember seeing that video.
I cringe when I see videos like that.
Oh,
'cause I'm just
God.
like, oh, whoever
Or-
put that gun in her hand.
Or the .950 JDJ Fat Mac. The gun that like the bullets the size of my big toe.
I was about to say, what'd you just call me?
So I just
No, they're
pulled
bigger
up
than
YouTube.
that. Kentucky Ballistics
up
shot one of
YouTube.
those. It's about the size of a 20 mil.
Yeah,
I pulled up
almost.
YouTube and I typed in little people shooting big guns, and everybody knows who Ross Smith is by now. If you don't know who he is, then you've lived under a rock for the past 5+ years. He created a video, 2 dwarfs, 1 gun, and he's got his 2 dwarf friends shooting a 50 cal. That shit is hilarious.
Yes, I have seen that. I've 100% seen that, and that video is fucking funny. I don't care what anyone says. My whole thing is you can laugh at somebody as long as they're laughing too. And I tell you what, they were chuckling as they were picking their asses up off the ground. The masses didn't have to go far off the ground, but they picked them up and they were laughing. So I was laughing too.
This reminds me of when I went and shot Tannerite with a 338 Rapala. It was like this fire tornado. I think my penis has ever been so erect.
I would love a Chaytac, but that bitch, it's like, okay, $10
Have
a
fun
round.
spending like 18 grand. If you want to, and I mean, like, you know, honestly, I would love a Chaytac M200. I really would. That would. Where the hell are you going to take that thing to really stretch out its legs? I mean, you better have a serious plot of land.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
you're really not stretching that thing's legs past like for the novice shooter, like, and you know, if you really want to stretch that gun's legs out, you're halfway decent. I would say 1,200 yards.
I believe they actually do have a
Nine to
range
1,200
out here
yards.
like
Like
that.
you're starting to stretch its legs out.
I think they do actually have that.
I'm sure you do, but you have to. I'm sure
no,
you do.
only 3. It's only 300. Never mind.
Yeah, most ranges you go to are going to be about 3.
Yeah.
At the most.
John absolutely hates the fact that one of my favorite guns that I want to buy really, really bad is a Chinese SKS.
Sucks to suck, nerd. Already got one.
Yeah, I wanted to buy one
I
for
really.
years.
So, I really
At
do
least
have
buy
one. It
a
was my
Russian
grandfather's.
magazine-fed one.
So, speaking of that, me and you had a conversation about that one day. I think it was whenever you were here and we went to the store in my town. Is the Chinese SKS that I have, which was my grandfather's, that was given to me when he passed away. You can go through, because mine still has all the wood furniture on it. You can go through and there's some modification you have to do to the wood on it. You have to actually take a Dremel tool or whatever and cut some of it out. My only problem is I don't want to do that because I don't want to mess up the original furniture on it, because it's in such pristine condition that it looks like it literally was just made. It's that well taken care of. And
You-
I could do it and put a Russian mag in it, but I don't want to have to rip everything apart and cut all that just to be able to make it fit, because it'll fit, but you have to jam it in there the way it is now.
See, the only reason
Well,
I know that I
you don't
remember
want to bub. You don't want to bub.
I was gonna say the only reason I remember me and Steve having this conversation is Steve's the only fucking person I know that calls like a stock furniture. He's the only person I've ever heard call that furniture.
I call it furniture all the time.
I've
Yeah.
never heard you call it furniture.
Yeah, wooden
I've
furniture.
I've always been, whenever you have one that's got wood like that, anybody's that I've ever talked to always calls it furniture.
That's got to be like a South thing because I hadn't heard that until I met Steve.
No, it's a thing.
And hell, I didn't even heard that until that conversation.
I have a Chinese SKS.
I am a little jealous of that because I've wanted to buy one. I wanted to buy one for years. I just like the way they look.
When I get my gun safe, and I can bring my other two pews from my parents' house, then I will have you next time you're down here. I'll have you come in and I'll indulge your want to hold one.
Listen,
You're gonna let
the
me play
next
with your pretty
gun,
wood?
the next gun that I want to hold in my, strongly thinking about putting on layaway. So what is it? The DL-44? Was that what it was? Han Solo's blaster was a DL-44.
Yep, the DL-44, I think.
Yeah. So they have a 22 pistol that is literally a C96 Mauser clone, but it's the DL-44 blaster.
That's amazing.
I mean, it doesn't have the scope on it or anything, but it's the actual blaster, and it looks like it and everything.
That's pretty fucking cool.
I was like,
yeah, I'll say I think outside of the SKS, the
I
only
haven't
other
pulled up.
thing,
I haven't pulled up yet. That is pretty damn close.
the only other thing I would probably buy, and again, it's not for any other reason other than say I have one, is a Raging Judge because I want a pistol that I could shoot a 410 slug out of.
So speaking of that, the lady that taught my conceal and carry class, she carries a Taurus Judge as a daily carry. And I don't know why.
I want that lady to be my grandma.
All right, Max Payne.
Dude, yeah. She carries it as a daily carry every day.
All right.
And
get out of here, lady. Go. Don't you have some hinges to blast off some bathroom doors?
Listen, when someone comes and when someone runs by you and steal your purse, you not only want to stop them, you want to make sure they never fucking walk
Make
again.
sure you chase them into the bathroom so you can blast the lock off of every single one in there and inconvenience some poor commuter who's been waiting 8 hours to take a shit but couldn't make it home.
Christ.
Yeah. But she had some other rounds that she brought with her. They look like a 410. But these rounds had steel ball bearings in them, and also had 3 steel plates inside of it. And I'm like,
I'm fucking sorry. Why?
Exactly. And
when
dude,
you said at first when you're like it's got the ball, they look like a 410. They're ball bearing. I was gonna like it's 410 buckshot. No, why the plates?
Oh, it's education time.
Oh, here comes John.
It has 3 of them in it, and I want to fucking why.
Okay.
So, John, how are you going to teach us today on why there's a 410 shell with plates?
Because there are multiple types of rounds ranging from 410 to 12 gauge that have multiple different uses. One of those being the flechette round, which is basically a shotgun round loaded with a bunch of little darts. It's basic. That sounds like one of the novel little plates that might just be a novelty load. I don't know what it's called, but I mean, they have flechette rounds. They have bolo rounds, which are basically steel or lead balls tethered together with a steel cable.
My favorite was the shotgun taser round.
It's also sabot rounds, which are fucking
sabot rounds. They have spicy slugs. They've got buckshot, dragon's breath and buckshot. We've got some of that. They've got, I mean, all sorts of fun stuff. They had coin shot. They had.
Yeah, I've never. You know what? I'm gonna look this up because I have the magic of Google here in my hands. Let's see. Shotgun round with bearings and plates. Oh, so that's a flechette round.
Yeah, I don't know where the lady got it, but dude, I'm on the same page you are. I want this woman to be my grandmother. Like, it's insane what this woman had.
That's yeah. I was just scrolling through and I found a video of a 12 gauge round with a spring in it.
Oh, there's this one dude on like YouTube I followed who just like makes his own crazy absurd shit.
Shotgun shell round with metal darts.
Listen, I'm all for hobbies, but there are some hobbies that people probably shouldn't have.
My rock salt rounds are called 12 gauge of salt and pepper.
Fucking Christ.
You know, when you want to pre-season your meat.
Yeah, when you want to pre-season your meat.
Oh yeah, they have double slug, incendiary, bolo, dragon's breath, flashbang slugs.
Incendiary rounds are just insulting. Because how fucking dare you not only shoot me, but you then set me on fucking fire.
Bucking slug, double slug, double slug.
Imagine explaining Imagine explaining
Double
that to your
slug.
homeowner's insurance company.
Yeah, flashbang. They have flashbang shells.
Oh,
It's a flashbang
okay.
shell. Sir, you just shot him in the eyes. It was a flashbang shell. Sir.
Yeah, really.
So there's
Yeah.
this dude on
Imagine
YouTube
explaining that
called
shit to your homeowner's insurance company. Though.
Tal Fledermaus,
Tau
and
Fledermaus. Yes,
he
our insurance
makes
sucks.
fucking
That's a
suck.
fucking name.
absurd ammunition. I mean, truly absurd. Like he basically made the rods from God, where he fitted looks like 10 tungsten rods inside of a 12 gauge shell.
Jesus. Not only do you want to hurt him, but you want to make him worth a ton of money.
Yeah.
Stuff him full of tungsten.
What are Terminator rounds?
They're exactly what they say, John. They're rounds that terminate people. They come in hollow point
We've lost
FMJ.
him. We've lost
John's
John.
gone.
He's gone
John's
down
gone down a
rabbit hole.
wormhole. He's just gone down a rabbit hole of fucking ammunition
I want
types.
to talk about it. Listen.
Yeah, go look at the photo of that bullshit.
What is kitchen sink? Oh my god. Hold
Oh,
on.
fuck that joke.
12 gauge round that is loaded with birdshot, double-aught buck, and a 50 caliber musket ball.
Jesus.
Jesus.
When you want
I want to
motherfucker
shoot
dead
you through
next-
3 different centuries, bitch.
They have doorbuster ammo, short. Oh yeah, they have power blanks, which are the flashbang shells. Rhodesian jungle. Good lord.
Rhodesian
Excuse
jungle.
me?
Why does it sound like a cologne?
I don't know. Rhodesian jungle packed with small lead shot and
Oh,
oh my gosh, it's small lead shot in front of buckshot.
the
Fucking
war
Christ.
crime shotgun slug that I just put in there. So it's a slug that has 322 blanks in it, so that when they make impact, the blanks
Yeah, they
explode.
Yeah,
God.
the one that I have it's a hollowed out slug, and it's got tannerite, and it's tipped with a 22 blank.
That's insane.
There you go. Check this.
Again,
Anthony,
insult
check
to
this
injury.
out, Chad.
I see it. Oh, I see it. The fucking 12 gauge with a fucking rifle
Yeah.
round stuck into it. But to John's fucking shell he just described. How dare you, sir?
Oh god, Jesus. He turned
Like-
a fucking lithium battery into a fucking slug round.
Mm-hmm.
Like fucking John's over here with a fucking round that's just made to basically just blow people up.
Yeah. That's
When you want a
literally what I
motherfucker
just
dead
found.
in 3 lifetimes.
Right?
Yeah,
Right.
it's a fucking Duracell, motherfucker.
It's a
Like it's a
Duracell.
D-cell Duracell.
Yeah, so there's a slug. There's one they have 12 gauge rubber finned rocket stabilized with a tungsten core slug.
I'm sorry, who's got the money to shoot tungsten into people?
No, fuck you. You completely
That's a
missed
breaching round.
rocket powered. Like,
That's a
sir.
breaching
Oh,
round.
John, you were talking about bolo rounds. Well, this guy took it a step further and tied a steel wire to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ball bearings.
Called it a cheese cutter.
Mm.
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 I love how tonight we just covered all the different ways we can kill people.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
I mean, I
people are going to
wouldn't
listen to this
say
show and be like,
that.
"What the fuck
We're
is
gonna
happening?"
get put on a list.
No, people are just going to be listening. And go, "What the fuck is happening? They went from this to this. What's going on?" We
I
are
don't
an
know.
all topics. We are an all topics group. We are talking about everything. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, no,
This is
speaking
true.
of okay, so like switching over to our like normal like stuff, fantasy ammunition. So
Gauge.
I know that like
Mm.
Warhammer 40K, you guys are not super versed, right?
No, I know nothing about Warhammer.
Oh my
Nothing.
god. Okay. So the main gun from that from that world, the bolter, is not a bullet. And there's like people are like, oh, like people look at it. It's like like, why is it so big? Like, what? It's too big. It's firing the whole bullet. That doesn't make sense. And it's like, no, because it's not a bullet. It's a rocket propelled ammunition. It's firing a whole ass rocket at people.
That
Speaking of that, did you see the video, like the TikToks and shit that were going around? That apparently there's something that there's some kind of glitch or some shit that you could do in Warzone that you could actually
Oh,
get rocket rounds.
I've never heard that.
Yeah, I've seen multiple videos. I just haven't seen a how-to video on it, on to be able to actually do it.
because they
I've
know they'll get
seen
banned
it.
if they do.
Dude, I've seen the TikTok video. I've seen people were using it in gameplay.
So I'm saying they're not
Mm.
showing us how because they'll get banned.
Yes, immediately.
I mean, it's no worse than the guys that have been on TikTok and they're like
Or that
355
bunker
days
glitch where
of
you can like jump
deliberately
up
cheating.
into the air and you're underground.
Yeah, but no, yeah, the fucking glitch to jump in the air and all of a sudden you're under the map and you're shooting everybody. But yeah, we were talking about that a couple of days ago of like, why the fuck are people just they're going like you said, like 300 days of just openly cheating on Warzone with streaming until they ban
So
me.
what I think
Mm.
they're doing is they're actually basically slapping Warzone and slapping Activision and everybody in the face saying that your anti-cheat is shit.
Well, yeah, I
Because
mean that's
if
definitely
you've got these guys that are running aimbot, wall hacks, like everything under the sun, that they could basically damn near do everything but fly across the map, is like, and they're live streaming this shit on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, like everything, and they're there. They're blatantly, and this things have like hundreds of thousands of views and thousands of people that have subscribed to them just to watch and see how long it'll take them to get banned. One dude I
right.
seen was over a year. He's been doing it.
Yeah,
Like this dude's been doing it all the way back to Warzone 2. He started
Fuck's
then
sake.
and he's been doing it through this one.
which is insane.
Like, yeah, it's stupid. And it's like, dude,
Yeah,
you're the reason that everybody just wants to quit playing Warzone altogether and just say fuck it.
pretty much. Yeah, pretty much because it's been super sweaty in Fortnite and Call of Duty. It's just been sweat city in every game I've played. But
Oh
we are
yeah.
getting past our hour. We should start wrapping this up. That
Yeah.
was a lot of fun. I had enjoyed learning while I was eating. I was eating my dinner and learning about all different types of weaponry today. I enjoyed that.
all the different ways that you can tell somebody to
Get off my
Armor-
lawn.
go
Yeah.
eat a dick.
Armor
Get off my
piercing
lawn!
Sputnik rounds.
All right.
What?
Make sure to check us out on Twitter, MSG9K1. Make sure to check us out on YouTube, MSG9K1.
That's what
We're
broke us.
still working on getting the DTF Twitter up. It'll get up there eventually. We just got to make it. Anyway, but yeah, give us a follow. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. Thank you for the education today.
Have a good one, people.
But bye.